America has seen an increase in mass shootings and natural disasters, and one way in which people cope with these tragic events is through prayer. However, the term thoughts and prayers has been compared to what's called slacktivism, which is defined as a token display of support that leads to no further meaningful change. And so the purpose of this research is to look at whether or not prayer results in more, less, or no change in helping victims of tragic events such as these. And I look at this in two different ways. My first study was a correlational study, and the other was an experiment. In the correlational study, my main hypothesis revolves around prayer coping styles. This is one of three different ways we go to our higher power in solving a problem. Self-directing prayer styles is when we ask our God for the tools and resources to handle a problem on our own. Deferred coping style is when we go to our higher power and rely on our higher power to solve the problem for us. We give up complete control. And then the third style is called collaborative prayer style, in which we are in a partnership with our higher power to solve a problem. My hypothesis is that those praying in a collaborative or self-directing manner are going to have a higher likelihood of helping victims of tragic events. My second hypothesis was that those who incorporate intercessory prayer content into their prayer routine will have a higher likelihood of also giving. And then thirdly, we hypothesized that the relationship between prayer frequency and civic engagement is going to be moderated by how committed one is to one's religion. In the study, we found that indeed those who pray in a collaborative prayer style show a higher likelihood of methods of civic engagement. And as well, our second hypothesis was supported in that those who are praying in intercessory manners, that is, praying on behalf of other people, they too have a higher likelihood of giving to victims. Our third hypothesis, the moderation analysis, did not come out significant. Our second study was an experimental study where we had our participants reflect on a natural disaster, particularly Hurricane Maria. And then we randomly assigned our participants into one of four experimental conditions. One control group and the others reflected the prayer coping styles. Again, we hypothesized that those in the collaborative or self-directing experimental conditions would give their compensation that they would receive for taking the survey to a mock charitable organization. And what we had them do is we presented a prayer prompt to them and asked them to type out a prayer focusing on aspects of that coping style. Our hypothesis was not supported. We did not find significance throughout any of the prayer coping styles in the experiment, but we also had them do self-report measures. And in collaborative prayer styles did again seem to correlate to giving their compensation to this mock charitable organization. So what we see is that self-report measures of certain religious variables do correlate to more giving. However, more research needs to be done on how to manipulate within experiments how certain religious aspects relate to pro-social behaviors.